I know, it's 2024, so AI is going to take over the world. But AI is not going to declutter your life. You have to do the first initial steps yourself. So the next stop on our journey of making small incremental life transformational changes is going paperless. There are a few fundamental questions around this topic. Why is it so important to go paperless? Shall I digitize everything, every single receipt, every single paper I receive? How to decide what to scan and keep and scan and destroy? What tools shall I use? Shall I buy a scanner, or is just my phone camera enough? What to do when I've got everything digitized? How shall I organize my files? In this video, I'm going to answer each and every of these questions, and I also give you some very basic, easy to follow guidance and tools on what to do and how to do it. But before that, I've got some good news. It is actually great news. We are living in a world where most of the companies, most aspects of our lives are getting more and more fully digital, which means that this video is not going to age well, quite possibly. Nevertheless, let me walk you through all of these questions and all of the answers in this video, starting with the very first one. Why is it so important to go paperless? Well, it certainly has a few benefits and a few advantages. First of all, it forces you in a good way to follow some regular processes. For me, it takes no more than 20 minutes a week to catch up on all the paper materials I receive and scan them and digitize them and also decide what to keep, what to destroy. Secondly, probably most importantly, you will have less clutter in your life. Life is going to get a bit easier. Thirdly, you will have everything accessible and available on your mobile phone or on your tablet, on your laptop. This is very good. Let's not underestimate this factor. Next, it allows you to back up and share. It's more easier to share digital files in this world, so that's also a benefit. And last but not least, it also allows you to better organize, because you can follow actually multiple organization strategies, organization hierarchies when you cover your digital files. The next question is, shall I turn everything digital, every single piece of paper, receipt, invoice, billing statement that I receive? I guess there is an even more important question behind this, is how to decide what to scan and keep or scan and destroy. Let me share my way of thinking and the criteria I came up with when deciding on this question. First, we have to examine the document itself. Does it have a proper signature on it? Yes or no? Does it have a proper stamp on it? Yes or no? Do you think that in the future you may need to present this document in its physical format as it is today to some third parties? Yes or no? Do you think that this document has multiple copies at various third parties? Yes and no? And lastly, how old is this document? Is it possible that this is the only copy of this document? Yes or no? If most of the answers to these questions are yes, then it is very likely a very important legal document that you may want to scan and keep. Everything else, in my opinion, can be scanned and destroyed. To make this decision even easier, there's another side of the coin of how to decide what to destroy. Well, we can approach this from the fact that by examining the document, is it something that's just a for your information document only? So you received it, you need to acknowledge it, the facts on that paper, but it's no longer relevant, it becomes irrelevant over time. Then it's easy just to scan and destroy. Alternatively, do you already know that this document already has a digital version, like a PDF sent to you via email, or there's a document already in the cloud? Because if that is the case, then you don't even need to scan. You can just easily acknowledge and destroy. Following these questions and getting the answers to these questions allowed me to significantly reduce my footprint, my printed footprint, to a single dossier. I keep everything that is a legal document or that is very important, and maybe a single document on paper. Everything else I scan and destroy. Now the next question is, what tools shall I use? There are certain hardware tools, physical tools that can be bought, and there are software tools as well. To answer this question, I came up with 4 levels of digitization and digitization techniques depending on how much time you have, what tools are available to you, and do you really care about the digitization quality of this material. So here are the 4 levels. We'll go into more details on each of these. Level 0, which is what I call is just your mobile phone with its camera. You take a picture of a document, you save it, and worst case, this digital file remains on your phone. The best case, it gets uploaded to your cloud service, but it is kind of meshed together with your photo gallery. So that's kind of level 0, no special tools, no special software. You did the digitization yourself, so that's all good. Level 1 is still your phone and its camera, but using a specialized software that allows you to have like multi-page documents scanned very easily, and it also allows some sort of a sorting and synchronization with your cloud storage provider. So that's kind of level 1, I would call. Level 2, if you have lots of documents and you somewhat care about the quality, so it must be better than just a photo, then you should buy a document scanner. I'll show you one which works pretty well for me, and the benefits of it is it allows you to scan a lot of documents fast, relatively fast. And then the last level, level 3, I would say you have to buy a flatbed scanner, which is just right next to me, if you really care about the quality that you want to achieve. The big disadvantage here is that this method is very, very slow. I captured a test document and I captured the scanning of it, and you will see what I'm talking about. It is really, really slow. For level 0, as you can see on the video, which I'm presenting on one of the sides of the screen, I took my phone. I have a sample document, a 2-page document to scan, and I just simply pointed my camera at the document, and it somehow recognized, the camera software itself recognized that, okay, hang on, this is a document, do we want to scan it and do we want to upload it to Google Drive in my case? So basically it switched mode in the camera and it allowed me to scan the first page and also add an additional page or additional pages to that. So I just did that. As you can see, this software built into the camera combined the 2 pages together and it saved on my Google Drive. So that's level 0. My next video, again, you can see it running on one of the sides of the video, is what I call level 1, so when you have a specialized software. I used this software tool called SwiftScan simply because I quite like this, how it is streamlined, how it makes easier to process the file, but the approach is pretty similar. So it launches the camera first, I'm scanning the first page. Very nice that it recognizes the edges of the document, so there is no background being captured, just like in level 1, in level 0, sorry. So it captures the first page. It also allows you to capture the second page, and it asks you quite smartly that do you want to combine these two pages into one document, or do you want to keep them separate? So I selected, okay, let's combine it into one, and automatically it uploaded to my Dropbox folder as a scanned PDF file, ready to be organized further. By the way, I wrote a blog post on how to set up SwiftScan, so if you want to follow the prerequisites on how to link your SwiftScan software to your Dropbox account, I have a very easy to follow, like screenshot by screenshot guide online, so I'll link the blog post below. Now, the next level is using a document scanner like this. This is very, very tiny, very, very small. The really cool thing about it is that it allows you to hold the paper, and then it scans it, and then very quickly it pushes it out at the bottom side. So again, I captured the video on this, and you will see the speed. Now, before watching the other video on the flatbed scanner, you may think that, okay, this is very slow because I kind of had to add the pages like one by one, but believe me, this is really, really super fast compared to the flatbed scanner solution. So as you can see, I take page 1, it scans it, pushes it out, and it waits for the next page, page 2, and it saves it to an SD card, which again, I will show you how the software part is done. But essentially, each page can be linked together into one document, and again, it saves it as a PDF, and I can upload it to the cloud, no problem. And lastly, the flatbed scanner, which is like a little bit bulkier, heavier device. This is really for, I would say, for those who really do care about quality. And as you can see, again, on the video, that it takes a lot of time to properly place each page onto this flatbed interface on this surface, and it scans. It does a preview scan, so this is why it takes such more time, so much more time. It takes a preview scan, and then finally it takes a very high quality scan in the end. So each page is scanned actually twice, so it means 4 times for a 2-page document. And as you can see, I kind of sped up the video, but it takes 1.5 minutes to scan one page and almost 3 minutes to actually scan the 2 pages together. I hope this introduction was quite useful and beneficial for you to see the various levels of how you can digitize your documents and declutter your life. I've got 2 things in mind. One is that I want to follow up on another video on the disadvantages of being fully digital. There are quite a few things, and not too many people are talking about this. So I want to dedicate a video on the disadvantages part, but also on the more positive side, and kind of a follow-up on this digitization journey is going to be a much longer video, which I guess most of you are thinking after you have done your digitization practices, then how to best organize your files in this digital world to make them more accessible, to make them searchable, so that you can easily find what you're looking for. There are many aspects of this. There are lots of videos covering this part, so I will be very specific on how I do it, and maybe that will help you moving forward. So thanks a lot for watching. I know this was a very packed, relatively long video, but hopefully you will be able to declutter your life and then let AI take over from there. So thanks for watching. Take care.